We have gone to Cafe, Consulate, and Bank. Are we going to get the rarity? Are we going to get a fourth map that we haven't seen yet? Because we might get a repeat. There's only 7 maps in that pool. Villa's out and Clubhouse is out. That means that there's only 1 map, or rather 2 maps. My apology. My brain stopped working. There's only 2 maps that we haven't seen yet.
Show me the money.
There goes Bank. Coastline was one of the others.
Okay.
All of our hopes rest in the
Cafe's
hands of Border. It's gonna be Border.
Yes.
So there you go.
All right.
I love how we get to the 6th map is banned and there's only 1 map left, and then they don't immediately show it as if we're like, what's it gonna be?
And sometimes, let's be honest.
What's it gonna be? There's only 1 map left. I wonder.
Sometimes you look at it and you're like, what is that last map? And you start rolling through them. It's like, is it Tower? Is it Fortress? No.
Skyscraper. No, it's not Oregon. Stadium. It's Stadium.
Stadium.
It's Stadium.
Got him.
On the road to the 6th Invitational.
And that was a great segue. Deserves every bit of his salary.
We are on the road to the 6th Invitational right now, and we will be in Montreal in about 2 to 3 weeks' time, depending on
you'll be there a bit
how
before.
you judge weeks. I will be there before you.
You guys will know later, though.
Yeah.
All of that announced
All of that announced
in the future.
Imagine if you just went back to being a caster at events. We have the community vote for you. Imagine if you just went back to being a caster.
What do you have to say twice?
Maybe he's being a caster. You never know, chat. We're going to try to keep you on your toes. Rogue versus Vitality. Who, spoilers, by the way.
Who? That's relatively close.
Are those numbers correct?
Is that a 40%? That is. I mean, let's be honest. Rogue. Okay, Grandpa. The Boomer over here is trying to think of what's happening. Let's keep in mind that Rogue have gone from tying an NA to tying an EU.
40%.
Vitality, because obviously it's not the regular duo doing EU on Mondays. There's a chance, which Goga and Afi and Bibu have been telling me, like, yeah, maybe that's something to think about. Also,
it didn't affect G2 at all, though, because G2 still won. I guess I must be G2's lucky charm, which is a horrible thing to say out loud.
I mean, you basically
it physically hurts.
You basically gave Fabian like an okay.
I didn't basically. I literally.
You literally,
take
literally.
My mother on a date.
I'm sure that he would take her out and give her a great time, and then call her back the next day asking for a second one. And she would say yes.
I can't believe they still haven't fixed that.
The like double
giant,
sheet for
the
the
giant
first
Hibana box. Yeah. Anywho,
Capital.
First ban is going to go to Rogue. They're going to start on defense. Vitality is going to start on attack. I can't believe it was a 40% draw rate. That
was the highest draw rate.
Insane. What is there? Like,
ever had.
What is it, like 8 people that voted? That was it. Like a buck ban.
Bibu's mom being one of them. It's like, yeah, probably a draw for tonight. Let's be honest there.
No buck available for Rogue, and neither will be Maestro. Well, I mean, they're not going to be available for either of them, but obviously it's a ban that is targeted specifically at your opponents not being able to use it.
Is it a Mira or an Echo ban in the end? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, there you just saw Mira right there. I suspect we're going to see a Mira ban. We've seen 2 Echo bans.
Yeah, there you go.
We've seen 3 Mira bans now.
Echo played in our 2 games tonight. Unusual, as of course Echo is the one that usually gets banned alongside the meetup, but fair enough. Echo Maestro, you can, no matter how you cut it, both operators have a massive effect on the round, right?
I mean, I think a lot of teams have started banning Maestro, as this was actually pointed out by G2's newest analyst, Fresh.
You might say he's pretty fresh.
Jack. He basically said that he suspected that we would see a higher ban rate of Maestro heading into this season because of all of the utility that Goyo soaks up. And whether Goyo is present or not, you can't really gamble on him not being there because all it takes is 1 or 2 rounds of a Goyo popping up and you have no idea how to deal with it, or at least you don't have the effectiveness to deal with it that you need. And because of that, it ends up becoming a massive problem. Well, in this case, Maestro banned twice today, Echo banned twice today, Mira banned 3 times today, Mozzie, another operator. So let's get underway, shall we, with our very final matchup of today. Unsurprisingly, it's going to be an Armory defense upstairs. Border.
I don't think that really surprises anyone. We've seen like vents every now and then, but honestly, it's one or the other. It doesn't matter. Both of your sites, you're gonna play them regardless. The half-reinforced wall and armory is what tickles my fancy there, and they also have a hole at the bottom side of the right-hand side wall, just to challenge anybody inside of CCTV. Also, being able to challenge anybody like a Thermite, for usual, going for the breach onto the hard wall. You leave usually the desk wall soft for this sort of defense. If we can go and check there, as Ace is on the ready. Okay, fair enough. We're not going to check that. And Hungry is going to make his way alongside the rest of the team. There you go. Just shoot them. If you, by the way, if you're bothered by someone screaming at you for 3 minutes to not board the helicopter, you can actually shoot them.
Please do us a favor and shoot environmentals.
I love you.
Shoot the jukeboxes, shoot the speakers, get rid of it. We can't turn it off.
Just keep it on Cafe and on Villa because the music is actually good. But otherwise, go ahead. Suit yourself, buddy. So there's Bibu, there's default cam, and he sees the half reinforcement, I guess, through 90. They're trying to set up for this. Did they zap the exothermic charge?
They just lost it.
Was it zapped?
I mean, if you look at the lineup from Rogue, it must have been shot by their own teammate. I think.
Yeah, Bibu was shooting.
Bibu might have shot it by accident.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, Corey returns fire onto Bibu on the soft wall, and Corey will go for another, and he gets it in the fadeaway shot from Corey as he drops and heads right back to where he was before. Oh my.
Corey, the last couple playdays, hasn't really had the best of starts, but here he is. 2 great kills. Of course, Goga didn't have a single exothermic charge left. As you said, I really was very curious. I'm like, wait, there's no Bandit, there's no Kite. How did this happen? Well, it just got zapped. Well, it seems like it got just shot as it was on the wall. The exothermic charge, that is. Sometimes I stumble over my own words. I don't know how that happens, Parker. There is Rogue with Corey, watching by the east stairs. There's the pre-fire, the Habana, Stigi, unaware. That's a 3K now for Corey. And Vitality are trying to pressure him, but pushing one from below, the Rogue, that is, also have Aces in support. He's going to go for the gunfight against the Sledge. Corey's going to turn down theirs. A bit of a shot, and there's the finisher from Corey. He goes for the quad kill. Nitro Cell is going to be picked up by Aces to use at a later date. He is going to try to sneak his way through enemy lines, as Corey right now is looking for his 4K. Smoke is in, Nitro Cell used, but they will lose most of the HP as he's able to take down the smoke. Will he be able to finish off the last one here? Rips. No, it's the MP5. Finds the head and denies Corey the ace. But beautiful play.
Really well played by Corey, especially on Abibu, who did not seem to be expecting that somebody would be playing by that panel inside of offices. I think the big thing to note is that if Bibu really did kind of blow it by shooting the exothermic charge on accident, then that is a massive kill to what could have been Vitality. Then using that second exothermic charge on the wall, leading in from offices in archives. Really hard to, I guess, explain why Bibu would do that. Accidents happen, I suppose, but from our vantage point, it certainly appeared that that was the case. And then Corey swung wildly, and Goga on Thermite. He's good, but I mean, I don't think you're expecting somebody to push from that angle, and the comms from Vitality might not have been what you'd expected. So the successful army defense from Rogue will push them downstairs to ventilation/workshop. I was pumping the tires of Aces prior to this matchup starting. I suppose I should have picked Corey.
I mean, I would not fault you for pumping up Ace's tires, whatever you want to call him. You know, at this point, he can turn into a monster truck for all I care, because the man has just been on fire the entire season. Not just this season, this entire year. He was voted Rookie of the Year from 2018 entering 2019. He did great throughout the entire year, despite Rogue's mishaps at every single event or online season that we've had, and even through their qualifications to said offline events. He's really been the most consistent player out there, and he's been consistently great at everything he does. So you would be forgiven. Here we are now, though. Corey will be bringing out the Alamine. Bit of a question there as to why to bring the op. It's just you look at the setup from Rogue in general, they're looking for more flexibility. Operators that are very fast, they're very nimble, they're able to duck and weave and dodge. Because in the first round, they realized that, hey, we won because not because we anchored on the site and played things, the normal way, quote unquote, but we were able to move around the map all the time, supporting one another, and that speed helps us a lot. There's Aces. We're talking about him. Finds the first kill on Bibu. Zofia out.
Almost a second from Rips as well as a catch one from Vitality on the cross outside, but obviously that SMG-11 is not the most proficient weapon at long-range fighting. But just to say that, I suppose they make me look foolish as Rips and Rise are able to take 2 members of Vitality down. It's a free kill for Goga on Nakori, who's looking the wrong way. I don't think expecting the Thermite in that position. As the wall is torn open, Aces will rotate. He might be able to catch from the back. Goga finds a second kill, this time onto Rise.
He dropped on down. And Higgs going to be watching the entry here. Oh no. They have the Legion upstairs, then he has the entire hatch open. All of Rogue are now just trying to corner Vitality into one singular spot here in Customs. There's Rips. The first kill on Goga, leaving Hide on his own. Got the AR-33, so definitely up close and personal. He's going to be doing a ton of damage with it, but not much else here to give him hope in the round. He's got to deal with Bathroom. He's got to deal with Top Floor and Customs. This is as good as lost, and Vitality should be using the time here to talk through their mistakes.
Really much that Bride can do, and yeah, he's gonna twist in the wind. The Aces will shut him down 2 for Rogue now, who have looked pretty good on Border, I would say. I mean, mind you, it's still very early. We have, however, seen Vitality play on this map already once before, and it was not the kind of performance that inspires confidence against a team of Rogue's caliber. There isn't that much separating these two teams in terms of skill, and there's nothing separating them on the standings at all. But Vitality got the stuffing knocked out of them in the very first play day, 7-1 by Empire on Border. It was a dreadful performance for a team that looked to capitalize off of Hungry and Goga coming onto the roster, and a renewed sense of hunger, etc., whatever you want to call it. They got a very poor performance against Empire, and there's obviously VODs and footage for Rogue to go over here, and Rogue is a team that, as we touched upon before we actually got into this matchup, they have a strong support staff behind them.
That's true.
They have Robs, they have Krapel. They are able to do the research and legwork to get them on even footing against most of their teams, if not have an advantage. And Rogue is able to keep lockstep, if not slightly outpace teams in the region, which is why they have been online one of the stronger teams. They have struggled at LAN, and I know they hate that we talk about it often, but you've got to do better than you've done in order to stop bringing it up. Anyway, Team Vitality was in for a ride against a Rogue squad now. We talk about Border's map cycle, or we talk about Border's site cycle, and the one thing that is going to work very well for Vitality in this round is that Border typically only has 2 really good sites. Attackers more often than not are expected to win, Bathrooms Tellers, or down in Customs.
That is keeping in mind the fact that both Rogue and Vitality were some of the first teams to take Teller's Bathroom and actually turn it into a constant site for them. Another thing I do want to highlight, when we were looking at the overall votes for today's games, that tie wasn't actually a thing. It was actually more deeply in the vote online, well, we got bamboozled. It was Team Vitality, Rogue wins, or Rogue's 4th tie in a row, which is why I'd assume a lot of people put tie in there, because they're kind of looking for it, you know? It was more detailed there. Bamboozled with the extra information on the tweet. That's it. There's now Vitality trying to enter in, as so far this is kind of the furthest they have been able to get into the building itself. There's Castle Barricade being opened up, and a bit of fire onto Aces. It's going to play behind the printer here in Office. Stay alive for the moment being, but he's down to around 55 HP, tagged around the side as well, as his arm is going to be shown. He's going to be able to fall back, but Higgs takes down Hungry. There's the cross angle used very well, plus the alibi prismas allow Rips to secure the kill on Bride. Higgs walking up metal stairs, as he's still pretty much the linchpin for the defense of Rogue, with Steegy putting pressure from below through the hatch. It's not really going to do much. There's no one that's even thinking of dropping anytime soon. To force them to drop, you need to push in first. And Bibu shoots again into the hologram set up by the Alibi, with Aces still alive. Rogue are feeling this one.
It's something that I refer to as the Hall of Mirrors strat, where you just sit with everybody. Oh, Aces falls on out, and down goes Stiggy. Bibu trades it off, so at least Vitality is somebody within striking distance in order to try to keep this one close, but Rogue right now significantly in the lead. They're going to add to that. Narrow it down a little bit, and as Bibu is flashed, he picks up 2 kills. He's got all of them for his team so far. He's the man that's going to need to keep his team in check. He'll go on to drone. He's got control on the 2nd floor just above the site and a hatch open to drop down when he wants to. One of Vitality's newest members in Goga is there with him, trying to spray through the floor, maybe into a common angle, but Corey and Hicks will look to ride it out for Rogue. A rotate from Vitality as they head towards the site now, knowing that they don't have a ton of time to work with, but both members of Rogue are significantly far back. They don't have the diffuser. There's Corey with 1. Plant going down from Goga, so diffuser hasn't been relinquished just yet. Corey will need to get Goga off of it, and there you go. Corey will gun him down. 2 kills for the German player, and Hicks will be credited with the disable. The cycle is complete for Rogue. Corey living up to his namesake with the Corey up and down. Objective's not good enough for Vitality. Rogue will win it out.
Fair enough here. Rogue, as you said, just went through Armory. They went through Teller's archives. Well, they're looking pretty. Are they going to go for customs this time? No, it's Armory again. Okay, so then we'll go just to the 4th site. Fair enough. See, the possibilities are open for you. And they seem to be going for the same setup as they did before. Now, there was a round where they ran more flexible operators. There's the Mozzie Mute combination. That seems to cause a lot of trouble for Vitality as they're unable to drone and secure their opponent's positions to then capitalize on top of them. They might have gotten some kills that got the round closer in the previous one, but in the end, it doesn't mean much. You just end up losing. That doesn't give you an advantage for the 2nd round or the round after or whatever. You lost fair and square. So there's the setup from Rogue. You see that the desk is a softball with a mute jammer behind it. So even if you open parts of it with a Zofia, for example, with a charge, oh, no, they're actually going to go for the reinforcement. There you go. So a mute jammer behind it, you can't just go with a Habana if you're bringing the operator in this case, which is available. You can't just push a drone through it. You need to use utility to clear things out, which anyways is a sync, which is what you're looking for regardless. If you're Rogue, reinforcement, double reinforcement in the center. This has been a position that around 90, where you come in from the break room and you just fire down the hallway. It creates a beautiful angle that you can use, something that Bibu has been putting to use pretty much every single round. Might not have been getting a ton of success out of it, but definitely something to keep out for, keep an eye for. Oh, eye out for. I don't know why. How does that happen, Parker? I don't get it.
I think it's that when you were programmed with so many different languages that sometimes your file just like temporarily corrupts and starts to pull from other languages, and you just forget how to speak all languages.
Milos EXE has stopped working.
Yes.
There you spot the sledge on the roof, destroying things because he wants to get on the boost. There you go. This is perfect to prepare yourself for a grenade if you're expecting some tricking. But yeah, there's no bandit. You know, the mute can't really trick. So.
There's an ADS situated there, so I don't know if they're going to get it burned. Hungry's going to wait very patiently. It goes in, and the ADS isn't able to catch it unless it's already been burned out. And Corey is now moved over into this rat corner, watching the office's window. He sees one. There goes Goga. Exothermic charges going off right as they fall, and Rips with 2 kills. My. They come alive at the perfect time. Hungry punches back. He and Bride are right close inside of the site, but they got some serious work to do. They've been given away as well. This is going to be tough for them to be able to get out of this alive. Minute and a half left. All action subdues and dies down. Hungry will need to fetch the diffuser as he sits over top of Goga. That's a freebie onto Corey. And it's very quickly a 2v3. Vitality can still win this, but I think Rogue understands where the push is going to come from, which is the opening over on the office side, so you position yourself over by Fountain, you can position yourself over by the wall. Inside of offices, the C4 gets expended, doesn't really do all that much. Hungry's going to come on in. He'll see the ginormous head of a Mozzie. Frag grenade goes down into the hallway. Is it winnable? Well, that's the question you need to ask yourself. Bride falls, and it's answered. Right as I ask it. No, says Rogue. 4-0.
They're on a roll. I really don't know how to explain this. Is there actually a Monday curse that follows Vitality around? Have they forgotten to return the slab?
The slab.
Or suffer the curse?
Is that a
Urge the cowardly dog.
Oh,
Turn the slab.
That's
deep.
that's going down the rabbit hole on that one. That's next thing you know, you're gonna be busting out like a Rocco's Modern Life reference on me, and that's gonna be way over my head.
Well, now you know what Michael feels.
I don't know if any of us know what Michael feels. I think in his entire life he's gotten like 3 references.
He's really good at Star Wars references.
Star Wars and Marvel are like this.
Really good at it.
That is his domain, his wheelhouse. He does not miss anything from there. So.
The man knows his stuff, to say the least. Okay, so definitely surprising all of us right now with the way that they're playing this game so far. Rogue are on a roll. Vitality are unable to break through them somehow, some way. Every round, Rogue are trying to bring a different facet of their play into it. This time they'll go again for the alibi. Well, someone just please spawn and shoot that thing, so we'll be done. It's even worse when you understand what he says. It's like, I know what you're saying, I just don't know what to respond. There's the black eye being thrown out. That'll give information into the usual spawn here by the fence. And then the pressure will start. People coming into drone. Got Stiggy as well in support, and seems like Break Room's going to be your first angle of attack. But there's the Mozzie. Well played. Gonna wait for the EMP to come out, but Aces has already capitalized on you. A second. Too late. That's Stiggy down. One of your Heartbreachers coupled.
I am really astonished that now, for the second time, Vitality is letting any team take them to border. Goga's now been downed. That was a run out that was broadcasted and is so commonplace from Aces, and even though you're going to be able to get Goga up, he's only going to be at 20 HPs, and there's still goo mines from the Legion on the board. 2 of them, and he's dead. One of them found by Bibu, so it's a good thing you let the Zofia take the lead there so that Goga doesn't take any damage. But look at this. Very wary and apprehensive of a run out from Rogue. Vitality is that they are watching 3 different people watching runouts. You were living in their head rent-free. Just like the Reddit analysts live in ours.
Consistently and constantly, to say the least. So every morning, your usual, I'm going to wake up, check social media, check the subreddit, and then go on with my day.
Yes.
That is actually exactly what we do. Pretty much all of us.
That's not what I do, but I mean,
Don't lie.
My bad.
There you go. Thanks so much. So, Bride, again, as the Thatcher in the round. You can deal with some utility, but this one's not going to save you there. Goga, of course, is taking a lot of damage before. They're all lining up for Rise. 2K now for him as they all come in through jail. Another one for Rise. That's Goga down. Diffuser's on the floor. He's watching it. Bride, what can you do? Throw that lowly EMP out. Say hello. Because I think he really wants to greet you here. Rise is looking for a quad. He's already found the triple. Slowly peeking around the corner. Zero on crouch. Recovery. And there's the kill. Bride takes 1 bullet and damage. But it doesn't matter right now. It's a 3v1 with 38 seconds left. There's also holds on the top floor. One of them being used by Corey. 2 players downstairs, one of them in the workshop. And they're all watching you. Oh, there's the peek! The bullet hole has been found. And Rips, shot in the head. Default cam is down. Bride will survive for just a second more. He sprays down through that roof. Turns around the corner, but the Mozzie's gonna greet him with a shot to the body. Hicks cleaning up. Rogue, yet another round.
5-0. Empire defeated Vitality 7-1. Border is, as the tablets foresaw many, many years ago in the prophecy, Border is not the play for Vitality. So what is Vitality's map pool that you are letting teams take you to Border? So you get absolutely slaughtered. That's the question.
They were such a good team on Border. That's the crazy
They were an
thing.
exceptionally strong team, but this is not the same Vitality.
Exactly.
Bride, in the way that he's played, has been playing like old Vitality. He's been playing slower. He's been playing that last-second push, deliberate executes, etc. And there's a big reason why Bride has so many clutches at so many different events, both on land and online. When he's last alive, he's innately talented and he knows that playstyle. But whether the rest of Vitality is just not simply buying into that playstyle, or maybe they're just a team in transition. Let's go back to before a single matchup was played today, and we discussed the fact that there are no relegations this season in EU. You have tons of time. Not that you want to lose games, not that you want to be the worst team in Pro League, which Vitality is not right now statistically and won't be by the end of the day. However, you have plenty of time to iron out the kinks. And in this case, maybe Vitality are just a team in transition. Maybe they are slowly shaking off that late drone everything then push, which they've been in the position to change that now for a season and a half. So it's been a slow
They
process.
definitely have been.
But at the same time, maybe Vitality is just a team that is trying to figure things out, and inconsistency will come. Bibu has beat himself up on social media for the way that this team has played. I don't know what his mental state is going to be like after this game, but right now, everything is falling apart for Vitality. They are consistently losing the opening pick. They have lost and surrendered a player on their squad within the first minute of every round, or all but one round so far. They have surrendered the opening pick in every single round. They got the diffuser down once. They have relinquished control of the diffuser. There is almost nothing going right for this squad. This is not a situation where it's a 5-0, but it could be a 3-2. This is a situation where, with the exception of one round, this has been a blowout for Rogue, and it's been Vitality looking almost completely lost. And I apologize if people think I'm being too hard on Vitality, but I have high expectations of this squad, and right now, on border, through 2 play days now on this map, this team has not been up to snuff.
And both you and I completely agree. I was very positive on my outlook of this team, literally as the transition happened and the acquisition of these players was revealed, because I trust this team and their experience. Right now, we're going to need to rely on Stiggy as he walks down into the bathroom. They know that he's here, and he gets shot in the head. There's one more, though, for Bibu. Refrag onto Aces. It's Refrag to bring the numbers back in. Players squirming down on the floor here outside of the office, by the balcony. Hicks is getting ready to throw out a couple of smokes and really slow down this assault. The diffuser's been set, but Hicks find a headshot on Dagoga. Still a 3v4 doable here for the defense of Rogue, but they're just trying to spray into the feet. Their opponent's Bibu has been down. He can pick himself up, of course, as a Zofia. There's no natural cell to be used by Corey, but reverse repels are going to be extra difficult to deal with. There's one. There's the top of the head spotted. Probably of that sledge. Well, it's going to be taken out. And another one. Corey might be on the floor, but not finished out just yet. Rise dives on out, but no! Hungry is still alive. And barely, half HP. Barely out of time here. Grenade will come in, confirm 1 kill. Rips his last in, and he's going to get shot by Hungry. Vitality actually grab it. And there's the 5-1. Sloppy, but worth it.
I want to give so much praise to Vitality for that clutch, especially after the monologue that I went on before that about how Vitality has not been playing up to snuff. But not only is that on the shoulders of Vitality, but how poorly Rogue played that retake. They continuously threw bodies at the problem, one by one, and were not able to do anything with it. Don't get me wrong. Exceptionally well played by Hungry given the circumstances. Bibu is Zofia above. Could have been a significant difference maker as well, as he withstood. Reminder, a unique ability that only she has. But additionally, it's not just on Hungry's shoulders. That is a very sloppy play from Rogue. Very, very sloppy the way they did that. The way that they tried to get back in. The way that they pushed one by one. Amidst the smokes, you smoke out the sledge, and then you push through it, and all they need to do is spray through it. Rogue could have very easily won that round. I like the entry and I like the execute from Vitality. They assessed they had the control that they needed, and that Rogue was playing far enough back that you could take advantage of that, and you had site control. So Vitality plays it as you need to and as you have to. And they didn't really do anything wrong. They had an upside-down rappel. They had coverage on the second floor. They had somebody playing far enough back that if anything happens with that diffuser, you can still step in. And then you had frag grenades as well from the sledge. You had lots of lifelines in order to stay alive.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Rogue played that poorly. Vitality deserves credit for the clutch, absolutely. And I'm not trying to diminish how well they played it. But I do think that there is a window now, and you look back on it, and we can even talk about them. If they end up prevailing and they have an interview, we can talk to Rogue about that retake and the mistakes that they made, because this could have been a 6-0 for Rogue. Regardless, be it that it's a 5-1, the sides will swap, Rogue will go on to attack now. Rogue's bans were Capitao and Mira, so they're going to be able to play around the Mira, but there's no Buck. Buck being removed from Vitality, obviously targeted on Rogue. You expect that there's going to be no vertical pressure. That's going to be solely in the hands of the Sledge or even the Zofia, because I'd imagine Sledge is probably going to lob the frag grenades up and you'll probably keep Zofia on that second floor, but we will see.
Yeah, breach charges are just such a huge part of the metagame right now that, yeah, you're always expecting a Zofia to bring that, and if not, you might have an IQ that is bringing, you know, the other side of the gadgetry. So you always have one Claymore and a set of breach charges to use. So Rips, again, we've been seeing a lot of AR-33 today. He's free-firing around the corner in CCTV, but so far this is more map control in the round that we've seen this entire game.
Yeah.
And it really is crazy to say that, but there is one player right around the corner, and Aces should definitely know that. It's people being stunned or flashbangs to be thrown out behind that barricade, which will be cleared out thanks to Ori's his breaching charge on the Ash. A lot of damage done to Goga and to Stigi, who are both at half HP or around there. And Corey is, after his job's done, he's got to be watching way far away, but Bibu swings wide, getting out of position, forced out of it thanks to the drone from Rogue. EMPs clocking in, but actually dropping down through the floorboards. It's one advantage for Rogue. They're going to need to deal with that pesky desk around the corner. You can see the smoke that can play through there, and with 55 seconds, you can burn Hungry's utility very effectively, but for that, you're going to need to pressure him.
It's just the waiting game now for Rogue with an advantage to go to match point and secure a big 1 point as we continuously bring up the standings and how much that matters, especially now that we are about a third of the way through the season.
Oh, there you go.
Nice shot from Hicks through the wall onto Brede, and now the spring on in. Pre-fires come out galore from Rogue, trading off Goga with Hungry trading off Stiggy, and then Hungry falls himself. Rips in particular having a very good game. As you see his name all over the scoreboard, that's a guaranteed point for Rogue as they are now up 6-1, trying to do the same thing that Empire did against Vitality. Match point.
I was talking about pressuring the desk. Rogue immediately after pressured it, and their entire strategy is, we know there's a smoke there. We either kill him or it drops off into server. The Sledge already walked up the metal stairs. He got 1 kill on Fountain. He tried to turn around and deal with the smoke. Unfortunately, there's a shotgun. Yeah, can't really win well against that.
Yeah.
The Thatcher was around the corner. Anyways, CCTV swung around 90, and there was the round already done. Goga on the Echo might have gotten 1 kill, but it was just inconsequential in the end. And it's just the fact that Rogue took so much time is because they were setting up their flank drones, and we were flicking between each operators, and you can see them all on their drones, and they set them up and then they went out of it. And the whole point is to have info to better prepare yourself for post plant.
Not exactly the result that Vitality wanted. A win is just out of reach for them. And if you, I actually can't remember who I thought was going to win. Let me check actually. I said Rogue. Okay, good. That's good. That's good. I'm very happy about that. But
What did Verdi say?
probably, I don't know, probably neither of these teams. He probably was like, there's going to be a stand.
5 seconds to
I don't
go.
know. He's been wild in his predictions.
No, I love
He's in like second place too, which is
Yeah, which is huge, because I know I say this, but by the way, Verdi and I are good friends, and I'm saying this in the most ironic way. Back in the day, and he knows it, Verdi was definitely not up there when it comes to the predictions. It was always hilarious.
I mean, he said Vitality, so that's not really a surprise.
So it means that Rogue are going to win.
He got everything else right outside of that, though, so far at least. At least from what I saw. I think Empire, G2, and yeah, BDS. So we got 3, right?
GLHF. I can't wait. I don't know if the German crew is going to be at Invitational, but it's always fun to meet up with the international broadcast teams. That's for darn too.
I mean, we can always speculate. That's a shot and a half from Rise onto Bibu, playing the long angle as the ACOG inside of monitors can be particularly effective, be it bullet holes or punch holes. Office wall gets opened up as a march towards 3 points for Rogue happens right in front of our eyes. Hungry's going to lose his shield as an EMP goes off in front of him. He's got the Valkyrie nearby. Frag grenade goes in. Bibu and Goga taking some damage, and well, a minute. That's it. This has been quite a fracas. Bibu back up to full HP. Frag grenade gets tossed on in, and it connects with Goga. How about that? Catch. Opening pick. Every single round. Opening pick has been for Rogue unless my numbers are off. Utter domination.
Yeah, Rogue are definitely looking to close things out in a Germany-Brazil 7-1 style. Oh, Rips, what a shot! Flicks away and finds the head of Bibu. Staying alive is the play, and there's Bibu with a nice shot. You can see the clash, but the clash needs support to be effective. And Aces, the Zofia, is still there to deal with them with a ton of utility. The Stigi will fire back momentarily, taking down the Thermite. A big pick for sure, but I assume that the entry into Archives has already been pre-opened by the defense themselves.
Teams will probably take a bit of a pause now as you stare down the end of this matchup. Your hard destructor being gone is tough, but you've at least gotten that wall opened up, so most of the job that was on the shoulders of Corey is now removed. The clash will be the biggest impediment for Rogue as they find themselves with enough utility. You can see Aces still chock full of it, but he uses it on a utility dump. He's going to just jump on in. Rise is there with him, and Hicks is prone. Class moves on in. Ace is looking for the very final member, which is Stiggy. Where's the Jaeger going to come from? There he is. Aces with 2 big kills. Put that one in the books. 7-1 for Rogue, and a crushing defeat for Vitality. 2 times Vitality has come to Border this season, and they've lost 7-1 both times. Not necessarily a win for Rogue, more of a loss for Vitality. 3 huge points, though, for the Rogue squad.
I mean, that is a way and a half, really, to lose this game. And it seems like the curse of Mondays, Monday Blues, is a real deal.
It is Blue. It is actually Blue Monday today. Fun fact: it is statistically the most depressing day of the year. So if you are somebody who is prone to seasonal depression, anxiety, mental health disorders, etc., then we care about you.
Reach out.
We hope that you're doing well, and yes, indeed, reach out. If you are somebody who is not suffering from the Monday blues, reach out to somebody who may be.
Help them out.
Check up on your friends and family today. It's especially important. But no, today in particular, Vitality, that's a big defeat for them.
Yeah, you said Blue Monday, and I thought, wait a second, is this the day where we also venerate Blue, our dear friend commentator, John Mullen? But no.
Who is sick right now, by the way. Get better, John. He's battling an illness. I think it's just like the flu or something. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what they do in that state, regardless. But yeah, so far great from Rogue. Honestly, it was just utter domination. I don't even know what to ask and really be inquisitive about here.
Well, we have an interview ready, so we can pick the brains of Rogue and go through from there. Hey, Rise, nice to see you. It's so great to see you.
Hey, you too. Nice to see you too as well.
How are you? Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm doing just fine. How about you?
I'm doing really, really well. First question for you. It's not even about you. What is going on with Vitality on Border? 7-1 loss to Empire, and now a 7-1 loss to you as well.
I don't know. I don't think it's a Border problem. I think it's a Monday problem. Like, just playing Vitality on Monday, so should be an easy win, right?
I mean, it is kind of nice that they get Monday off. I mean, everybody wants to take Monday off. But no, did you deliberately take Vitality, or did you expect to take Vitality to Border? And if so, did their result against Empire weigh in or factor into that decision?
No, we did not intend to take them on Border. We expected to go on Consulate or Cafe. And at the last moment, we decided to not go for Cafe, actually. that's a personal opinion. I don't really like to go on cafe in best of ones. And I mean, we were feeling pretty confident after the game against Vampire, not because we drew against them, but because we had new strats, we had new stuff to show, and well, we just did the same stuff than we did against Vampire, and it worked just pretty well.
Everybody's saving strats for the Invitational, man. It's G2. G2 won a world championship with that. I mean, everybody has to save strats, right? How is Rips feeling on this roster now? He has gradually been performing better in almost every single matchup, and he seemed to have one of his best games on your squad today. You in particular seem to be working very well in tandem with him. You swapped up a couple roles. Are things exactly where you want them to be now?
Well, he's doing great. He's doing really great. I mean, it's a real pleasure to work with a guy like that. He's like really kind. He's quiet at the beginning, but hey, he's trying to work on the social aspect and on the communication, on communication-wise. And in his role, he's very patient, and that's probably one of the things we needed the most right now, to have someone holding the flanks all time and be able to react on calls, and he's doing it great. So yeah, he's feeling pretty good in the roster, because I mean, we gave him the best role so he can fit in, and well, I don't know, it's just a pleasure to play with Rip, so eventually it has to work.
Now, you mentioned that he's a patient player, which actually works perfectly, because I wanted to talk about your aggressive plays, especially peeking doorways, swinging in and taking fights. Who was it? It was Corey in like the second round, just decides to go for broke, or the first round, and picks up 2 kills immediately after Bibu and Goga decide to try to come in through offices. You're an aggressive team, but knowing the way that Vitality plays, did you deliberately opt to be more aggressive in your opening picks in hopes of knocking them off their stride?
No, I think Corey's just monkey. Thing is, he's doing great. So he's doing great as a monkey. So that's the only reason why we keep him. And I think overall Border is a map that suits well the aggressions. And in defense, it's not the same. Like, we didn't have the same issues back then in defense than in attack. We needed more passiveness in attack, and in defense we just need to react more on the calls and take the opportunities when it comes. And even that, Rips is good at doing that, even being an anchor. And obviously Corey is doing it all the time, so well, it has to work sometimes, and it did today. So pretty happy about it.
I would say it did more than work today, because you had a very quick 7-1 matchup after what was a decently long day. So congratulations again. If I don't see you before Montreal, safe travels, all that jazz. I will see you in Montreal. Well, you might win another matchup or two before then. I might be able to interview then. But anything to say at the end of the interview here to your fans, the viewers, etc.?
Sure. I'm very, very happy and proud to offer the Rogue Nation something else than a draw. And this almost perfect victory is the best gift we could have done to them, because they've been so much supportive since we joined Rogue. So thank you Rogue Nation, and thank you Rogue as well. You're the best.
And I saw on social media as well, you're now a homeowner. Is that correct?
I'm not really an owner. I'm just a renter so far, but it's getting close. It's getting close.
But you got a place with place with your lovely boo. So if I and everybody else that's watching this can take to various social media platforms and pay you congratulations, that's a pretty huge accomplishment, man. Congrats, and congratulations on your victory today too.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks.